Hey, Sage.
Hello.
Hi. So we're doing a mini lesson for Usdan, and my name is Hawley Hussey, and I'm the new curriculum specialist at Usdan. And you and I just met. What are you going to be doing at Usdan this summer?
So my name is Sage, and I'm the new lead fashion teacher for Usdan, and I'm very excited for this summer.
That's because, wait for it,
Hashtag summer starts now. Woohoo!
yeah, let's do it. I have a fun lesson today, and really, I just hunted around because I kind of got stuck here without too much stuff. I grabbed two pieces of copy paper. Now, people might have, fancy construction or bigger drawing paper, but honestly, I'm going to use two pieces of copy paper. I'm going to use a Sharpie. You can use a pencil, a color pencil, whatever you guys have on hand is fine. What do you think you're going to use for mark making? What's your preferred?
I've got a mechanical pencil on hand.
Nice. Okay. I know that a lot of students love to start with pencil. It's just like what is it about the pencil, do you think?
It's the safest option because you can erase.
100%. Okay, wonderful. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have some good scissors on hand. Do you have some? Well, you're a fashion guy. So let's meet our scissors in the middle. That's cute. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, that's really cute. We could just be like, wah, 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 wah. That'd be so funny if I started cutting through. Anyway, there goes my imagination. So you need paper, at least two pieces. One piece is fine, but two pieces is ideal for magic. Hashtag magic. I have a Sharpie. I have scissors. You need tape. Scotch tape. I hunted around. I have a piece of blue painter's tape, or a roll. I have masking tape. Do you have any tape? Perfect.
Masking tape.
Green tape for spring. I love it. I was noticing when I made mac and cheese the other day that the back of the box had a cutout bunny ears with suggestions of bunny books to read. So I people are just getting so creative. So here's what we're going to do. When you put your two pieces of, you ready for step one, Sage?
I'm ready.
100%. Okay, everybody. When you have your two pieces of paper together, I'm just going to innovate here on my journal, okay? I'm going to use that. I don't usually draw this way. So you're going to want to we're going to do a spring sort of paper sculpture. Your paper is literally going to go from one dimension to two to multi-multi. Okay, so we're going to play with that. When you go on your paper and you have your mark making tool, I call this finding middle-ish. You want to not go exactly in the middle. You don't want to go too high. You don't want to start too low. You want to go kind of middle-ish. So I think I'll go a little lower, right about here. And because we're going to think about spring today, and that's going to be our sculpture, you're going to have a really interesting task. The task is to make one line. So I'm going to make some grass and some flowery shapes, maybe like a butterfly shape that's kind of cool. Ooh. A little more grass. And just a word to the wise. Sometimes there's a tendency, especially with people who love to draw, to go really fine and be like, I'm going to make 10,000 pieces of grass. For this one, I would start simple, okay? So I'm just going to say the first step and the second step so you can get started, Sage, but I could be doing the second step.
Perfect.
So, I love your desk. That is fantastic. I see that so well. I'm going to have to up my game. So since we have middle-ish, I have my one line, and Sage is starting his with his pencil. I will tell you at home, I'm going to start cutting along this line. So Sage, I'm actually cutting just exactly, I want to make sure my two pieces of paper are all together. And I'm going to cut as carefully as I can. And, little kids at home with moms and dads looking at this lesson, they can absolutely do this lesson. I mean, if people need help with cutting, that's what we're all here for, right? To help each other.
Yeah.
So I like to say something that's called, you are the boss of the paper.
Ooh, I love that.
Look how cool this is already looking.
Ooh.
See how I'm getting like already, I just started it and I'm getting like a really interesting shape.
Yeah.
So I'm the boss of my paper and you are, hey, let's see what you did. Hang on, hold that up to the camera. Oh, I love it. You know, that actually looks to me a little oceany.
It does. It does.
So that said, everybody, just know that once you learn how to do this, you're going to be able to teach other people how to do this. And that's so fun. Everybody becomes, you know, the teaching artist.
Mm.
Now I'm practicing right now being the boss of my paper. I'm going slow. Are you a slow cutter, Sage?
I am very slow.
It's beneficial, I think.
Yes.
You know, it gives you a little patience, and let's face it, cutting takes practice.
It does. It's definitely a skill that you have to practice. I agree.
Have you always been good at scissors? I mean, you're in fashion, so that's a whole other world.
Yeah. So I've not always been good with cutting. It usually takes me very long, or I'm very messy. But a good trick I actually learned from one of my mentors in the fashion world is, and this goes for fabric, paper, anything, never to fully close the scissors while you're cutting.
Oh,
That could lead to jagged edges. So if you don't fully close, it'll be a smoother cut.
you know, I'm doing it and I didn't even realize it. So thank you for saying that. Look how great. So I'm going to tell you something, everybody. I'm at the tail end and I'm kind of having trouble cutting. So being the boss, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to access it from the other side. And oh yeah, that's making it a little bit easier for me. And I'm almost done. How are you doing, Sage?
I say 3/4 of the way there.
I will tell you that a tendency is to cut right off. Like people will start cutting chunks off, and that will not work. That you've got to end up with 2 different pieces. See, I have 2 different, and how like already.
Oh, that looks super cool.
It's already looking pretty cool,
Yes.
right? So I've got my 1, 2. How many pieces do I have now? Let's count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone at home, you can just do a little inventory. My pages are sticking together a little bit. How are you doing, Sage? Do you have 4?
I have got 4.
Nice. So we all have 4. So a thing to do now for the next step, this is already looking great, isn't it? Let's hold them up to the screen. Have a look at these. Can you bring yours down a little bit? Oh yeah, there you go. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna pretend I'm using the frame here to like doink, 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 make it all even. But you can use your desk and end up with a very, thanks Sage, maybe lower it a little more so we can watch you using your desk. You're really set up there, thank you. Yeah, you want this to be all together. You wanna just do your best to try to get all the paper matching on the bottom. Mine, I did a little tricky cut, so mine is kind of catching. So it's taking me, take your time, it's taking me a minute, but I've got it. And once you have it all together, you look all together, what you're gonna do is take this entire thing and you're gonna fold it in half. And you're gonna do it as carefully. I know it's hard to do it perfectly, but try. Here, I'll show you. There you go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna press it. And I am going to now have my whole entire paper in half.
Yes.
And it's not perfect, but as they say in Brooklyn, it's good enough for baseball. So one thing you can do is make a nice fold with your hand, but you know, the way we use scissors sometimes is not just for cutting. I'm going to use it as a little folding tool.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, to get a really nice, let me hold up my journal to get that. So there we go. Yeah, thank you, Sage. Yours is really visible.
Ooh, it works so well.
It does. It's very good when you don't have proper bookmaking tools, because this is actually, we're really on the beginnings of what would be called an accordion book. So we're going to take our paper that we folded in half. We're going to fold it in half again. And so for the bonus round, we have now folded in
Quarters.
So this is how it looks right now. And so I have a fold here. Can you hold it in your hand, Sage, and sort of touch? Oh, you're still doing your bone folder. Okay, you're a scissor folder. Did you ever hear that term before, the bone folder? That's like a really interesting bookmaking tool. Oh, that looks fantastic, Sage. Sage is showing us right now a really important part. There's a fold and there's a fold, but we can see really well with Sage's view that there's also one, two, we're gonna ramp it up now by going into quarters. How many pages are visible for you, Sage? I'm sure we have the same.
6, 7, 8.
We have 8, see that? So what you're gonna do with this little structure now is open it up. Okay. Open it up and you're gonna see it's like, see the V?
Yes.
So here's the down and the up and the down. Let me hold that carefully. See that? Into the V. So we want another V. We want to turn this actually into a W. So it's a little bit tricky. So I'm going to fold this part all the way back. All the way to get, some people in the house are going to do this. Some people have that brain thing and they can do it in 2 seconds flat. But you want to fold one of the edges back because you really want to end up with either a W, nice job, Sage, or an M. So, wow, we're really getting close here. How are we doing on time with our fantastic lesson?
The 12-minute mark, so we got about 3 minutes.
Okay, so Sage, tilt your camera down to your table. I have mine on my book. Hey, everybody, see how great this looks already? Now your task is to pull the pages apart so you can see the wonder of what you have created. Oh, Sage, nice job. I'm doing mine kind of on my book. And
I love all those pieces on yours.
Look at that. It's like a wild paper sculpture world. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that is super cool.
You could make a little theater in here. You could start a little story in here. And so the task for everyone is to have fun with this. Here's your first paper sculpture. What do you think, Sage?
I love these, and it was super simple to create, but
yeah,
it looks very, very cool.
Actually, yours looks so wonderful. Check out my, hey, unexpected outcome, new hashtag unexpected outcome. Look at my shadow effect.
Yeah.
I think I can play with that. Oh, Sage, let me see your face. What if we actually, we could play with little lamps and do a little shadow? Mm-hmm. I think people can get really, really creative with this paper sculpture. We could stop this lesson right here. Literally, this beautiful tabletop paper sculpture. I would like to invite everyone to use whatever is on hand.
Yes.
You can tape, collage. You can use color pencils, crayons, press on letters, put it in the typewriter if you have one. I don't know. What else, Sage? What do you think people could do with this?
I mean, you could decorate it however you want. I think, though, there's a lot of different ways to kind of structure the pieces, and there's a lot you could do with it. I mean, my immediate thought is, because I'm a fashion person, is some type of accessory or headpiece, but there's so much you could do with these. Yeah, I agree. So let's call this a lesson for you, Dan. I'm so excited because summer's starting now. Hey, Sage, I'm going to task you and I with starting to decorate ours. Okay. I mean, I think a lot could happen, but let's you and I take some time to sort of decorate. I think people could decorate literally like all 3 sides. Just as a final shout out are we at the 15-minute mark with our little lesson? Yes, we're right up 15. That's so great, everybody. We're going to say goodbye, and I'm just going to show you what you can start turning these around and making even a supercharged, more 3D thing. Have fun with your paper sculpture, Sage. Yes, you too, Holly.
Have fun with your paper sculptures, Usdan community. We'll see you soon with our next lesson. Bye.